Hello, hello, hello. We are live. What do they say? In living color. Let's see all of the fun stuff. How's everybody doing this evening? Let's see. How's everybody doing? YouTube being silly. YouTube being silly. Alright, let's see what we got going on. How is everybody? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Mom has officially kicked me out of the live.
No, I'm trying to figure out why.
And we have our guest host.
There we go.
Not our guest, not our host, our guest who now has officially kicked me out of the live.
She's trying. Lagatha, come here. She's pushed you out. That's funny.
I'm gonna do the live from right because Lagatha won't let me back in.
Lagatha, get in your hole. Get in there. Alright, guys. Let's see if we can try this again.
She doesn't want me in here.
Lagatha.
Oh, what is going on with my hair?
I don't know. You got your chin over a high ball though, or a low ball. There.
I don't think.
Maybe if you would actually scoot into the picture. Oh. I'm waiting for your. Oh!
I'm out. This is gonna get really bad very quick.
Lagatha's like, what are you doing, Neza?
Hi, Uncle Brian.
Oh, Lordy. You are not. What is your problem? You are such a weirdo.
Not true.
Take that for Dad.
Lagatha not as much. Hey.
Come here. She's such a dummy. Here you go, baby.
She went plunk.
Her breath stinks. Oh, look. Sam's here. Your close friend is here.
What's up?
Lagatha, I can't do the whole live stream with you in my face like this.
Of course you can.
No, I can't.
That sounds like a quitter.
She smells.
Do you want a bath?
I don't know what she's been eating, but it is not, does not smell good. Robin laughs at poop. You know, my chair is bumping up against. Get her down and get her out of here. Don't put her in her bedroom.
Get out.
I can't stay long. Just want to say hi. I'll probably be out soon. Because it's Monday. Are you over in Livonia?
Come on.
Or not Livonia? Royston? Over at Royston with the adults.
That's another good thing about being able to go to
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I'll be right there by the dwelling place.
Hey, Henry, how are you?
Hi, you almost forgot his name.
No, my brain is just tired.
I have.
It's been an interesting
Smoothies.
day. I'm gonna wait just a few more, maybe like another minute, and then I have some. What do you kids say? Some tea. I got some tea to spill.
Wolverines.
Wolverines. Got some tea to spill. I'm interested to see everybody's. Go ahead and go on the Facebook and tell everybody we're live. Can you grab the link first?
I don't know if I know how to do that. That'll be a first.
What?
I don't have a phone, so I don't know.
Okay, so right here.
Who is that ugly face?
Share. Copy link. Okay, now. Can you believe this? I'm having to teach her something.
Hold on. Let's make this better.
That's not funny. He said, I don't want your tea.
You have to adjust the glasses down.
Anyway.
I think I'm actually very funny.
Are you really funny? Are you funny? Are you funny? Really funny? Oh, lordy, lordy. Look who's 40. No, I'm like, look who's 50.
It's not us.
Not
It's
us.
Dex.
Not yet. He's still got a minute.
He has got 2 months.
No, you look like you.
You want to say those words to my face?
No, you look like your grandmother.
My grandma. Nope, not even gonna touch that.
Nope.
I love how Streamlabs likes to gaslight us a little bit.
Why?
Because it'll go from 2 viewers
Oh wow!
to
Look
9
at that.
to 9 viewers.
And then back. I like to stay and watch the live stream. Just for me. It cracks me up.
I don't even know who that is.
Cuts and pastes. That's all it is. So how is the mic good? Because it surely is
It's
off
not
here
where
on
we
the
need to
edge.
be. No, it's right here.
It's
Now.
right her. It's just the chair. Good gravy.
Yeah, it's just the chair breaking.
No, it's not breaking. Hey, what flavor ghost?
Yo, mama.
Hey,
yo.
It's a blue raspberry.
My Sour Patch Kid one.
Yep. Like the only one that Dessa prefers to drink.
I don't like any of, like, the Swedish Fish one you drink.
Dessa says
It tastes like candles.
tastes like candles.
It tastes like candles to me.
I should go get my
And it never...
my dishwashing gloves. My pink dishwashing gloves.
Time for your colonoscopy.
What am I gonna do with you?
So me.
No, definitely not. Okay, so we've been on almost 10 minutes. So we'll go ahead and start. We got an interesting day today. Very interesting. I don't remember how much I covered last week, but we had, they found the bird flu in a commercial farm about 6-ish miles from us. And the Department of Ag came out and basically, told everybody that they're going to, they were going to do a quarantine within that 6-mile radius. and that they would, but it was only going to be for commercial farmers, the commercial chicken farms. Now, it's really crazy to see how the media does this, because one, the average person that's reporting on this just sees birds being killed because of the avian flu, and they immediately go into the scare tactics, right? Of, oh no, we're gonna, we're not gonna have any chicken, and we're not gonna have any eggs, and this, that, and the other. Well, the very first thing that they found with the avian flu here was some breeder chickens. So they weren't even chickens that were going to be consumed. They were chickens that were providing more
eggs and more chickens.
More eggs to be able to incubate to then turn into more chickens. And then they were talking about raising the price of eggs, but those particular chickens have nothing to do with the egg source, like how eggs are provided for general public. So, you missed
General public.
And so,
I didn't know.
So that was crazy how that we got to see that happen. Then we were kind of keeping an eye on that situation, because immediately they halted all state exhibitions and flea markets and chicken swaps and things like that, because they're trying to keep any kind of spreading of the virus to a minimum. And so they figured that was the best way to go. So immediately,
Dad is so behind.
What? Not even the right kind of chickens. Yeah. So basically, we started looking into, okay, what are we going to do? Like, if they shut everything down to where we can't have chicks, how are we going to do that? So then we started networking with some of our friends, and we're like, okay, who has an incubator? Who has chickens that are exposed to a rooster? Like, what are we, we had to come up with a plan for that. And so that was one of the things I wanted to talk to y'all about tonight is, has anybody ever had to deal with that? I know several years ago, it's been a few years now.
Insert Smokey and the Bandit music.
I should have worn gloves. They, McMurray had avian flu in their hatchery. And I heard recently, I think, that Metzer farm also has gotten avian flu. So my question is, if any of y'all have had to deal with, in your area, had chicken, the avian flu come up in your area, and what the response was to that, and do you have any kind of a backup plan for being able to, keep your flock going? Because right now we don't have an incubator. And so being able to perpetuate that cycle, that flock, we had to really kind of dig deep and, figure out where our resources were to be able to do that. Now, since then, we have found out, at least right now, you can still order chicks. You can order chicks from anywhere where they do the screenings and all the stuff that they're supposed to do before they ship the birds out. One of the things that Jason was concerned about, he said, well, I bet, somebody like Tractor Supply isn't going to sell birds. But then we thought about it, and it's like, well, wait. If anything, they may
actually bring up their prices, because
they may raise, they may offer to sell them, but within our state, jack the price up because people are looking to clean up, make sure that their flock's not exposed to the flu. So that's something that, I wanted, it's hit quite close to home.
Yeah, literally 5 miles.
It's less than 6 miles. I got your order. He's being silly.
I don't get it.
Anyway.
I'm so confused.
Read it in your dad's perverted voice. People are freaking out about the whole chicken thing in local Facebook groups. Yes, I mean that's the thing, and then here's another thing. So this is the next thing that happened to us this week. So we've been kind of keeping an eye on that. There was the one. I want to plug this in. There was one.
Is that gonna melt after this?
There was one instance of it last week. Then a second was found, and they've since then, so now there's 2 chicken houses that have tested positive for this. Now, you may be thinking, oh, that's crazy, it's spreading all over the county. No. It was 210 yards away, which, if you live around here, would know that means they were probably owned by the same people. So, hence the reason it was passed from one to the other. But, so now it has some of my local friends asking, like, what do I need to do different? Like, my neighbor, she was like, I was going to ask you, like, are you doing anything different to make sure that it doesn't spread, to your chickens? And I'm thinking, well, there's a lot of different stuff, that you can do to make sure that kind of stuff is less likely to happen. Oh, Jonathan.
Yeah.
We need to start the chicken underground railroad and sneak y'all some chicks. Okay, so here's the next part of the next chapter of the story. So we had that all happen, right? So today I'm going to take very blurry of anything coming from, probably wary of anything coming from the government after COVID. Yes. And I meant to read Hawkeye. He said, there's a place in Lebanon, Missouri that sells chicks. They will send them to you. We do not have any bird flu or any bird diseases in this area. Yeah, so what we found is that the local the hatcheries can sell them to you. It's just not that. So,
Sorry, Carol's texting.
So then we,
Hey, be nice to Mr. Jonathan. That's not nice.
So then today, we went to take the trash to the dump, and I was by myself, and the phone rang, and
What was she saying?
Relax. And the phone rang, and so I looked at the caller ID, and whenever we call from the house using the Alexa, it comes up as a random series of numbers, okay? And so when the phone rang, I looked at the caller ID, and it was just a bunch of ones. It was like 11111, and it said spam risk, which is usually, it does the same thing when we call from the Alexa. So I thought it was Ladessa calling from the house. So I picked up the phone, and they asked for Jason, or what I perceived to be Carl, if Jason or Carl was there. And I was like, well, Jason is my husband. How can I help you? And I said, he's not available at the moment. How can I help you? And he said, well, I'm so-and-so with and I think he said the Georgia Department of Ag. And I'm like, okay. And then he said, and we're inquiring about your backyard chicken houses. And I said, well, sir, we don't have any chicken houses in our backyard, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you seen our backyard?
Right, there's a pond in our backyard, but, And so I said, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. And he said, well, you don't have any chickens? And I said, what is this call concerning, sir? Like, what are you calling about? And he said, well, with the recent spread of the virus here in the area, we're calling to kind of put some preventative measures in place or something along those lines. And I was like, I would feel more comfortable since you tried to call and talk to my husband, that you talked to him instead. So is there any way that, you can call us back on Wednesday? And he was like, well, if you want to just write my number down. And I'm like, well, I'm driving right now, so that's probably not the safest thing. Could you email me from your official email so that I have a way to contact you so that he can, and he like immediately, he was like, no, it's okay, I'll call you back. And that was it. So the first thing, I was talking to Jason about this before the live stream, just to kind of try to figure out what that was and where it came from. And he seems to think that it wasn't Carl that they were asking for, that it was potentially Carol. And that was because Jason and Carol both hold egg candling licenses here in the state of Georgia. And so he's thinking that it's possible that they have access, somebody has access to the egg candling licenses names, and that they're calling people with egg candling licenses in the area. Have you been trespassing or utilizing drones to spy and trespass by way of a drone in my airspace? I believe I'll seek my outside counsel in how to handle the situation. Right, so that was my thing was like, first of all, he's asking about backyard chicken houses, and I'm thinking...
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, we have somebody behind us.
Right, and that's true. If you look from like Google Maps, the satellite picture, behind our property, the next property behind ours, there are chicken houses behind us.
But like we don't have chicken houses.
Right.
At all.
So so I was like, and we've been pretty.
Get away.
Yeah, we have been pretty observant and aware around here ever since the whole scare with the drones. Which just as a side note, it's funny how that just all disappeared really quick, didn't it? It was like the week before the inauguration, it was like this big thing, and then all of a sudden it like just disappeared. Nobody's talking about drones anymore.
Yeah, at least not that we've seen.
Weird. But
oops, sorry, ladies present. Little does he know.
But yeah, so that was gonna be my question for y'all. Like, with all of that information, like, what would your response be? Obviously, we know what Jonathan's would be. Trespassing or utilizing a drone in my airspace. Watch out for them spy balloons. I know, right?
People started shooting them.
So Dessa and I have started watching Yellowstone. And it's funny
Not
because...
Not a good idea to watch it with your mother.
But, so, there's a scene where there is a drone that's flying over Indian reservation property, and this guy takes a shotgun and just blasts it right out of the air.
Well, they started throwing
rocks at it to try and get it to leave. And you could tell that somebody was driving it because it was trying to dodge dodge the rocks.
But somebody came out with a shotgun and just did exactly what any person in Georgia would do.
Mm-hmm. Just shot it right out of the sky. But yeah, so that was my... Jason's always drinking from the conspiracy
Kool-Aid
theory cup. But I tend to be a little bit more... But as soon as that all started going that way, the old me, like maybe 10 years ago me, would have been like, well, yes, I have this, and told him every single thing that we had. But now, white man came to steer the relic. Yeah, the bones, that's right.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because I was just like, how brazen... Because I don't know if we told you all this, but several years ago there was an avian flu. I don't know if it was in the state of Georgia or if it was just starting to pick up, and so they were trying to be proactive in Georgia, and they were going to have this big this big informational night for everybody to come out and learn about how to prevent the spreading of it, and all this stuff.
Basically, come over and we're going to figure out who has chickens and who doesn't.
Right. So, like, here, sign up here so we can send you an email. Sure, that's what they're doing. You know, Jason was like, yeah, there's somebody whose job it is to be out in the parking lot writing down every single license plate of every person that's in the parking lot. So now it seems as though we're using the roster of the egg handling license holders, and we're gonna go that way. And again, I'm curious if it is.
Bring a warrant in the sheriff.
I'm interested if. Look at my little conspiracy theorist. Daddy said I do keg stands on that Kool-Aid. So Jonathan said, nope, none of their business. Bring a warrant and the sheriff, because you'll be met with a locked gate, and if you come through it, I'm always home and got many ways to deal with trespassers. Right, so that was the very first thing. Like I said before, you know, in the old world with me, with my head in the sand, I would have been like, oh, yes, Mr. Lawman, even though I can't even verify that he's in any official capacity. Oh, yes, absolutely. I have this, and just told him everything we had. And I've learned over time that that's not, it's none of their business. You know, if I'm following the rules and I'm under the radar or not, like, causing any waves or any issues, then leave me alone. There's no reason for you to be over top of me. And so when that happened today, I was curious what people's reactions would, you know, what would your reaction be? My initial reaction after hanging up the phone was, wow, that's interesting. And then I immediately reached out to some of my neighbors who I know that have livestock. And I asked them, and of course the very first one was on the other side of the county. But she has an egg handling license. And she was not called. She did not get a phone call. So I'm wondering if it was more within our area, like if they did a search, you know, a certain...
Probably
area search,
within
right? That 6 or 8 mile radius, whatever it is. But then I reached out to my neighbor that lives very close to us, and I asked her if she had heard anything. And her first thing to say was no, but then she said, "But if they called from a weird looking number, I probably wouldn't have answered it. So they could have called, but I don't." And I told her, I said, "Yeah, it was weird. Mine was from all ones, and it was a spam risk." So like. That's the other thing that's got me scratching my head. Like, if you're calling in an official capacity, why are you calling me from a spam risk number? Yeah. So that was a little strange as well.
I mean, anything from the government. Spam.
Right. And it's definitely government outreach or overreach. Like, it's not, you know. And so then that's my next question. What is it? So that's my thing is, like, what do you do?
Nope. Take it down. It's not going to happen.
You don't even know the MC Hammer dance.
I don't, but it's not going to happen.
Do.
No,
Can't touch this.
Nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not. There's not enough money in the world. I'm sorry. Aren't you supposed to be working?
He's still got another 20 minutes. But yeah, so that was a little strange to me, and it made me start to, like, kind of think, okay, you know, like how Jonathan said, we're going to lock the gate.
That's exactly what we did.
And that's exactly what we did. And the thing is, we've been leaving the gate open because we have guys coming and bringing wood chips. And this is important enough to me that I'm going to have to just kind of keep an eye out for them and, you know, try and meet them at the gate and be like, hey, here's my number, call me next time because we're keeping the gate shut.
Enjoying that free internet? Nope.
Free internet?
Yeah, you mean to do my school on? My education?
What is he talking about?
free internet.
Why? Why did he say that? What were you saying?
I said no to the MC Hammer dance.
Oh.
I don't like it.
That internet's not free for her. She earns it every day. Don't you, baby?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Hey, Niana, how are you doing today? So, how is it everywhere else in the country? It was raining today, but the temperature was in the 40s and 50s, so it's kind of
yucky.
yucky.
The humidity's going to be up so high tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have tractor work I have to do.
It's supposed to be in the 60s tomorrow and dry, so we will definitely be outside doing some work. Yep. Did you water the pigs?
Yes.
No, God did.
You watered the pigs.
Yeah, the pigs were watered.
Yeah, everybody has water right now. I even had to fill up Luisa's trough again.
Yeah, because she knocked it over.
Mm-hmm. Then she knocked the one over in her stall after I literally just filled it up. So I had to fill it up again this morning.
That girl, I'm going to tell you. So, yeah, it rained. Uh-oh.
I defended you.
What are you doing?
I'm walking away.
No, you're not. Get in here. You don't know how to do it?
No, I don't. I don't remember. Because I remember when we were still soaking up to Jay that we memorized the whole stupid dance.
No,
I
it's just where you like shimmy across the floor.
Okay, we're
Remember?
just going to do this.
No, that's not. Get to dancing. You know what
Change
you
the
should
subject.
do? You know what you should do? You should twerk for your daddy. That'll make him stop.
Okay, change the subject. Please. I don't like this anymore.
I don't like it. Don't like it. Show us what you remember. Come on, get up. Be fun. Come on, have fun.
I don't want to.
Get up. Come on.
I don't even remember any of it. That's what I'm trying to say. What did you say?
There's nothing legally binding.
Yes! See?
Jason, if you didn't catch that was a reference to a reel that you sent us earlier.
There's nothing legally binding me to this.
Well, that went worse
awkward
real fast.
Let's start a hashtag free Dessa. Can I get some water, please? Well, the next one needs to be Mom, where's water?
Girl, you have no idea you have no idea.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Well, we had talked earlier about, like I was saying, like the one time about having an informational thing for people to come and learn about the spread of the avian flu. But like I was saying, when I started reaching out to my neighbors, one of the neighbors, she was like, well, we have grandkids and we let the grandkids go in and out of the pen and we let them, hold the chickens and all that. And I said, well, look, she's like, should we be doing anything different? And I said, well, just a couple of just generic things. If your grandkids are like running around the playground and then coming and running around in your chicken thing and then running back in the playground, they could be transferring that stuff back and forth. They said if it was me, I would definitely keep some shoes or some boots, something you can get at the Goodwill. Just leave them by the door so that when they go to visit the chickens. I don't even know who that is. How he sounds. Anyway, so I think it's interesting to see how things are going as far as that. We haven't heard anything more about the whether or not they've lifted the, and they're not going to, from what I understand with the quarantine stuff, they're going to continue to test birds for like the next 2 weeks, I think, or the next week or so, just to make sure that no other birds have been exposed to it. But that's what I was telling my neighbors, that, there's a couple of common practice things that you may want to put in place just because, you walk around, you're in all different types of situations, your husband's in different types of situations. If you're coming in and out of that chicken coop and you're wearing your shoes that you wear to work or you wear to town or wherever, the possibility that you could step in some poop that was infected with, by a bird that had the avian flu, then that could be a problem, And so she's going to put some small measures in place for her. But she's like, well, I have a pen. He's very raspy, isn't he?
I think so.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And then they pull the blue dress out. You're too young to remember that scandal. You've heard enough jokes about it.
Somebody start playing the Reynolds pamphlet.
I know, right? So anybody here a Hamilton fan? Because when we started listening to Hamilton, it was funny because part of the story is about the what papers?
You
just said it.
Reynolds
pamphlet. That's it.
He sounds like Forrest Gump.
You're Forrest Gump. You sound like Forrest Gump. Your mama sounds like. Anyway.
Run, Forrest, run!
But when we started watching Hamilton and listening to Hamilton and the Reynolds pamphlets, it's basically he had relations with a woman and
his own house
and didn't get caught until he told on himself to avoid further issue. He was a little bit smarter than Bill Clinton was. The thing with Bill Clinton, I don't know how many of y'all knew this, but I went to school at University of Arkansas, and he and his wife were very highly regarded in Arkansas because he was governor there, and she was a high prominent lawyer in the state, and so a lot of people knew the Clintons. A lot of people from the area I was in knew the Clintons very well, and even before he denied the thing with Lewinsky, he denied that he smoked pot. What did he say? I smoked, but I never inhaled, or something like that.
I wasn't even like a thought.
And so he said he never inhaled, and I personally got to see a picture of what presumably was Bill Clinton with practically no clothing on in a tree, high as a kite, and not just elevated high, but high.
He was high.
He was high, all right.
He was high as a kite.
So
in a tree.
So yeah, I never believed anything that came. Oh, you were thought.
Ew.
It's not with me. Dad didn't even know me at that point. But so anyway, we're getting very itchy about planting. We're ready to start planting. We have plans for next week to be able to scratch up the the big garden.
Dad has to take off my backhoe.
Yeah, you gotta get the backhoe off so that we can.
So I can rake up the garden.
Put the rake on there so that you can do it, huh? The polar plunge. Yes, that's what we called it. I think everybody in here saw it. My life was not yet complete. Not until you were born, baby. Aww. Oh, but I went ahead. How many of y'all have put in your seed orders? I put mine in. I don't know when I'm going to see them.
Take off her back.
Get off her back, ho. Stay off my tractor.
Make me. I was on it today.
Yes, she was. She was on it today.
I had to use it to fix the gate. Because the gate, somebody ran into the gate and picked it up off of the thing.
Uh-oh.
Like, there's a little board that, like, the gate can slam into, and we didn't have 1,000 layers of wood chips right there. And then...
That's a nod to you, Daddy.
What did you say?
Last time you were on it, you broke it.
You want to talk about how many times you broke it to my one time?
We don't know that she broke it.
Yeah. Sorry, it would be more of this way.
Respectfully.
Respectfully. I am just fine on the tractor.
Yes.
I drive it better than you.
I don't know that I'd go
Hey.
that route. I don't know that I would go there. So, yesterday, it's my turn.
No.
So yesterday we had a fun moment before Jason had to go. Picked up some seeds and invested in new pots.
I can break it if I want to. No, you can't.
Geeky Garden says, just planted tomato and pepper seeds today, but I've still got winter tomatoes. That is crazy to me. He's in Florida.
What? Oh.
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Didn't Florida just get snow? Like us?
Some of it, but I don't know that he's in that area. It still got cold where he was, but I don't think he got any snow. Yeah, see, we're still a little out for peppers and eggplant. Tomatoes even more so, because tomatoes, we only want to be about 6 weeks before last frost date.
And Dad, do I need to bring up the situation where you dropped a
Tree?
stump on the brush car?
And that was not a cheap fix.
No, it wasn't.
Was it like $200 for that piece?
Probably more.
$200 or $300? Mm-hmm.
For the fact that you snapped the arm of the backhoe? Do I need to go on? My little...
Yes! Look who's here. April, I am so happy to see you.
Okay,
so happy.
We're in the middle of bashing Dad about breaking the
No,
tractor.
we're not going to bash him.
Yeah.
The lowest I measured in my garden this month was 36 degrees.
Lucky.
Yeah, we got down into the teens. With the wind chill, it was cold.
My room was probably like
But I
20
will say
degrees.
this. I am very thankful for that weather because of how cold it was. We were able to find some areas where, like, with as cold as the air was, when it was coming in through certain areas, it made it very obvious that those drafts were there. And so we were able to, like, figure out where they were, get them sealed up, and now everything is,
Whose white hair is this? I keep finding it on my pants.
It's probably my silver
I
hair.
don't know if you can see it.
Yep, that's my silver. That's my tinsel. It's my tinsel. It must be perfect. Stop now. But yeah, so
What's on you?
that's exactly what that is. So we ordered some seed. I was going to just do the tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that. But we went ahead and just got everything that we needed. Now we are going to get some stuff from our local feed and seed, which so far is proving to be a good choice. It's a good choice. We recently had some seed that we planted, and the germination rate on it has been very good.
Yeah, and plus we don't mind going down there either.
Yeah, Ladessa doesn't mind going down to the feed and
Not
seed.
one little bit. I'm gonna be honest.
Dessa's a little boy
we're just
crazy.
Gonna leave it there. We're just gonna leave it there.
His name is Hunter.
Shut up. Anyways, changing the subject.
Oh, that's funny. He seems like a good kid, from what I've seen of him. But he works at a feed and seed, so.
What the heck is that supposed to mean?
He works at a feed and seed. That's a good thing. Especially if your girl wants to get into agri-science. I mean, math or business.
No!
Agri-business.
No math!
No math. You're going to need a little bit of math.
I don't know math. Math?
Oh, crap. We didn't go. You know what you need to do? You need to go get the mail. We forgot the mail.
What's in the mail?
The thing from the NRCS. Remember I told you it came in the mail today. I don't know what it is. You have like 12 minutes. Can you do it? I want that shade of pink on my walls, Dessa.
No, you can't have it.
Well, time to go. Love y'all. Perfect. There
Peace.
you go.
Anyways, time to talk about boys.
No. Time for you to go run up
I'll
to
be
the
back.
gate and back. Let's
I'm
timer
taking your
y'all.
phone in case I get kidnapped.
Okay. I don't know what you're going to call.
Ghostbusters!
Yeah, I've got this thing. I don't know how many of y'all use this, but USPS, you can sign up for something so that you know when packages are coming or things like that are coming. Ever since we had a thing happen with one of the things that we ordered that was supposed to be coming through USPS, and it didn't show up, and so it's like informed delivery or something. Boys get shot. You have to know which one to shoot first, Daddy. But I noticed in our email today that we're supposed to be getting something from NRCS today. And I completely forgot about it when I went out today. There was a funeral. Excuse me. There was a funeral at the church right there, and so I was more distracted by all the cars that were there than by paying attention to getting the mail. But anyway. Has anybody else here dealt with NRCS at all? With like high tunnels or anything? That's the one I always hear people talk about with, a while back there were several YouTubers that went ahead and got high tunnels. And so the mention of NRCS was brought up that you can get a grant through them to be able to do that. But what I didn't know is that they do more than just that. NRCS actually has a lot to do around here with the poultry farms. They help them build all kinds of stuff. Like they get grants. A lot of these chicken farmers get grants to be able to modify fans or to do all different types of things. But around here, they can do like cross fencing, watering situations. They've even got one to encourage pollinators. There's pollinator garden one as well. So I'm pretty interested to see, because it looked like it was a handwritten envelope, so I'm curious. They're supposed to come out here and kind of take a look around to see where the high tunnel would go or where the cross fencing or the watering would go in the back, that we would need. So hopefully, that's another thing is they do pasture stuff. So like overseeding pastures for grazing, and there's all different types of things. So I'm interested to see. I'm not expecting to hear anything as far as qualifying for anything, though. They told us that it probably wouldn't be until like March before we heard any decision. So that's why I'm a little curious as to what the communication is, because I feel like it's a little early to hear about whether or not you qualified for the... And I don't know that qualifies is the right word. It's almost like it's a lottery, or it might even be a first come, first serve kind of basis. I don't know. So that's... I'm interested to see what that is. So, anyway, it's Monday. Does anybody have anything fun planned for the week? I know a week ago Monday was a good day. We're almost at the end of we are pretty much at the end of January. Can y'all believe that? Like, January is almost over. And I think, like Geeky Gardens was saying, you know, it's almost time to start putting, you know, your hot peppers, eggplant if you're going to grow them. So that's another thing. Let's see. Make sure you understand any restrictions. I recall a YouTuber saying he can only grow in ground for 4 years. Yeah, I'm sure they'll tell us. I know there was another thing that you had to be in an area for a certain amount of time. You had to be growing food already for a certain amount of time. Like, there's a lot of prior restrictions you had to have as well. But yeah, I will certainly pay attention to that. One of the misconceptions with NRCS is everybody thinks that they're just going to give you all the money, and that's not what they do. They give you money towards doing that project. Now, a lot of people are able to cut their costs with the money that they get. They're able to cut what their original costs are by doing a lot of the labor themselves, and then they basically get all the equipment and then do all of the labor themselves. But they, if I remember correctly, she said you have to get estimates.
Really fun to explain to a cop while you're running.
Oh wow, that was fun. What did he say?
Well, he came up to me after I ran up to the mailbox. He was like, "Why are you running? What's wrong?" I was like, "I gotta go get the mail." Said, "Had to get the mail real quick. I got stuff to do." He's like, "So you're okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
What is that? Is that my seeds already?
Probably.
That was quick. Okay, let's see. In preparation for funding, we request that you update your eligibility within 30 days. Form highly erodible land conservation and wetland conservation certification. Average adjusted member information. So I'm going to have to, I have a local NRCS agent. And one thing I love about this town being so small is that she gave me her personal, like, well, not personal, it's probably her business cell phone, as opposed to just trying to reach the,
See the thing that came in for Carol?
Yeah, that's just my tax stuff.
Oh,
for
it's
taxes.
not, like, important or anything?
No, see, it says tax information.
Oh.
Important tax information.
Okay.
That's one thing. When you have a kid in college, you get papers for taxes. Okay, so y'all are here while I'm opening.
4 minutes.
So this just goes to show you how much they've downsized things. So now it comes in this little cardboard printed envelope. And I ordered quite a bit of stuff here.
With
it's in
Baker
there.
Creek, it used to be this.
Smile, you've got seeds. Happy growing. Okay, so the free seed was coral carrots. And this is just your... Okay, so we got 5 pepper, or 5 color, Chinese 5 color. And then these Tobago seasoning peppers. I'm excited about those. And then y'all are going to judge me, and that's okay if you do.
Judgy.
But...
Mama!
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 packets of jalapeno peppers. And each one of these is a minimum of 25. So if you do the math on that, that is about 175 pepper plants. And there's a reason for that. If you've ever made cowboy candy, you know how many peppers it takes to make a decent amount of cowboy candy. And I would like to be able to can and also dehydrate, because when we did dehydrated jalapeno pepper powder, it was amazing. I loved it. We had it and we used it for everything, but it went really fast. So, and then the other one I'm really excited about is this Sugar Rush Peach. We grew this several years ago, and I fell in love with the flavor, and then I just never ordered any more. I should have ordered more last year, but I didn't. So
what's the damage?
it was like $20-something, almost 30, I think.
It is 30.
Oh, was it 28 something? So, and free carrot seeds, that's good, because we like to plant carrots. So, Niana said, we are prepping for a new grandbaby. Our daughter is about to pop. That is exciting. That's really exciting. Just kidding, there's nothing there.
That scares me.
Nothing in there. Can you make your own bear spray with all those peppers? Yes, we could.
Bear spray?
Yeah, I know what she's talking about. Yes, we can, and we've actually talked about the biggest issue is about the dispersal, like how you're supposed to store it and then spray it.
To be completely honest with you, I'm just gonna take a handful of that jalapeno powder and throw it like it's glitter.
I'm gonna tell you, that jalapeno powder, if you guys saw that video, like, there was no faking, no drama in that. When we put it in the, and I have since found the lid for the blender, but we dried them and then put them in the blender to be able to turn it into powder. And I think this year I will probably invest in a food processor. And we... What do you hear? I don't know. But we were blending those peppers, and it got up in the air, and no joke, like, it made me cough. And so that's what Ladessa's referring to, is that it was kind of crazy being able to breathe through that. Spray it in a squirt gun. Yeah, you probably could. You probably could. Yeah, I would think you probably could do that. Yeah. So, what did you think you heard?
I didn't think. I heard the ducks playing with the otters.
Oh, you know, we're going to have to figure out a way to get that on film.
Strap a GoPro to a duck.
We'll lose the GoPro. It'll be on the bottom of the pond.
Magnet fishing.
Yeah, right. So, well, it is
8:01.
8 o'clock.
You're late.
And we have a
Cow to milk.
cow that needs to be milked. So,
What do I need to do?
Ladessa always comes into the house, into the living room. She'll be in her room, and it'll be time for her to go milk. And I don't remember how why she started this, but I think it was to get attention of everybody because nobody was paying her any attention.
Nobody was expecting me to say it.
And so she walked in and she's like, all right, I'm going to go pull on some cow titties. And I was like, What did you just say?
Well, the problem is that I'm not that important in my parents' life. And so when I disappear for long periods of time and I come back in, they don't really notice when I'm gone. So,
Really?
Anyways, they don't really notice when I'm gone, so if I make obscene comments before I go, they notice my existence.
It's not that, it's then we remember. See, a lot of times she tells us, but then we forget about it, because we're old and we don't remember things.
I could be dead out there by the stanchion just...
That's not true. Because, and this is where I know that I have perfected the mom clock. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. You women in here know. You have a certain amount, there's a certain amount of time that a child should have taken to do a chore or a task, right? And then if it doesn't, like, you usually give it an extra minute or two, couple minutes, whatever, and then you're like, okay, it's been too long. I need to go check on my daughter. And sure enough, just about every time that I'm about to get up and come check on you, you either walk in the door or I meet you and you're coming back.
Coming back from the back pasture, I had a cow in my hand.
Cow in your hand?
Elise, remember when she would run off to the back?
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, she's taking too long. And then I realize she's walking back up with the cow. So I was off by maybe 5 minutes, but just enough, But I knew something was up because you take a certain amount of time, and when it takes longer...
There was one time that you caught me actually being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Is when she decided to go right on my thigh and almost break my leg.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is, like, I have this internal clock that goes, she's been gone for a little bit. Let me go check on her. And so that's...
Yeah, you ever want to find new bruises on your body? Own a dairy cow.
I think she just
hates me.
Yeah, something like that.
She's ready. She's like, I'm ready for you to be gone and out of here and no longer pulling on me.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. I have a video that I filmed today. I will probably finish editing it.
You started the video. I filmed it.
Oh, okay. And hopefully I'll either get that edited, I want to say tonight, but you just saw me yawn.
So.
It's not going to happen.
We've had a very busy day.
So we'll try and get on that tomorrow and be looking for that probably tomorrow evening. Okay? So we love y'all. God bless. And have an excellent evening.
Have a bad night.
You're mean.